GM Adrian. We're on at a totally weird time. We don't usually do an 11, and we had some reasons, and we'll see if they play out.
Yeah.
But you were in the middle of working on the bot. How's the bot?
I'm grumpy because I've been working on the bot as I build in public, like a good Farcaster builder does. And I've been working on this really challenging for me, not for anyone who actually does this for a living. And I quickly pushed out the update like 10 minutes before the show, and it was working perfectly on my machine. Like I was so proud of it, getting amazing results, deployed it, tested it, and the bot is as dumb as it's ever been. So anyway,
It's still, in other words,
work.
it's still a bot, and it's not yet an AI agent, is what you're trying to say.
It's not even a bot. It's just a dumb bot. Anyway, it didn't work. So and then I was like, well, now I got to get on a live stream and talk about Farcaster. So that's
so
that.
so that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna hit our opening. Go give us a retweet on Twitter or tag your friends and let them know we're starting, and we'll be back in 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, March 5th. Ooh, it's my nephew's birthday. Happy birthday, Parker. And you are here with Nanish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes-ish of Farcaster news to start your day. And we had some breaking news on Monday, and I'm just like really hopeful that maybe we'll have some breaking news today as well. So
it's almost like you're expecting it.
It's almost as if I'm prepared. I even got a ticker ready, but it's not time yet. We don't know. We don't know if anything's going to happen, but I'm ready. Should it happen, we are ready to go. And I just retweeted, I'm recasting. We're excited. We've got a lot to talk about today. So tell your friends to come join us. And okay, here we go. We're going to start with some reward news. We had no, we're not. We're going to start with this fabulous background. I forgot. I want to show this fabulous background that you are. This is day 120. The commitment is just unreal. I'm asking Matcha to support limit orders on base. This is Yes to Crypto, a disillusioned DeFi dev trapped in Matcha's soul-crushing roadmap approval department spends days auditing endless market orders and dodging passive-aggressive memos. Yeah, I'm going to need you to resubmit those order specs. That'd be great. Anyway, it goes on, and if you're not following along, you really should be. And he's also been raining degen on people who are following along and playing along. So there you go. So that's your background today, and we'll get to my background later. But we're going to jump into the rewards leaderboard results. This from Brad Q. Thank you for your summaries. We appreciate them. 11-time triple jump champion Afrochicks gets her first rewards title. She was number 1 on the board. First time top 5 for SDs.eth, riding with ETH Denver and FarCon, and Murtaza takes number 3 with recent international news. He's got a lot to work with. Serviac takes ETH Denver onboarding right to number 10 and $300. So new person, onboarded at ETH Denver. Fantastic. First time top 10s, I think, for Garrett and Dillstack. Actually, I think Garrett's been there before. Down leaderboard, Chic Bangs. I always want Chic Bangs. Sorry, Chic. Makes a late move into 30, and M-Ups holds on to 29 for another 100 of string cheese. That, by the way, is a dog. Pro soccer football player and Naomi's brother. Nat OGB3 debuts at number 28, onboarded yesterday with a huge welcome. And RB3K, only here a few weeks, takes coveted 69 spot. Took my spot. He took my spot. I peaked too soon. I was there a couple days ago and I knew it was too soon. And I ended up somewhere in the 50s, I think. 1,000
Sounds
new,
like a skill issue.
it's totally a skill issue. 1,000 new reward spots this week. So we should see more first timers celebrating. Let's join in and support them if you see a post. So very cool to see. We have some discussion going on about this. This is from Cadillion. GM Degens, this week's community war drop has been distributed with Degen, Dickbot, Tree, Degen Bot, Good, Bot Analysis, and Sims. If you're one of the lucky ones, check out your Warplet and make some commerce. Thank you to the communities that joined in. DM if you'd like to get your token in next week's drop. So what this is the community adding to the rewards. How cool is that? Like,
that's super cool.
Permissionlessly adding to the rewards, by the way. Go figure. Don't see that on X, do you? Speaking of, this from RB3K. The Warpcast Rewards definitely makes this a very interesting and unique dynamic value proposition. Kudos to whoever thought of this and executed. X sub of $40 a month with a $50 biweekly payout looks less appealing next to a Farcaster sign up. Purple app looking good here. And he actually tweeted this as well. And, thinking about the math, if you have a $3 initial sign up and you are casting great content, like this is key, this part's important. You're casting great content, you're going to be rewarded without, a monthly subscription. So that's pretty cool. So great to see. We did have some other thoughts on this, and I thought this was a really good cast from Triggs. Yes, Warpcast is looking good. That's not debatable. But let's not forget that X is paying out from income, ad payments, not a temporary marketing budget. Great point. That's a huge difference when evaluating on revenue potential alone. There are plenty of reasons to love Farcaster, but Warpcast Rewards does not equal sustainable income. That narrative will only result in resentment later on when it dilutes and dries up. Come for the rewards, stay for the blank. Got to solve for that before the churn comes around again. Frames is a good potential answer, but we're a ways out from monetizing frames to a level that can compete with Web 2 ad revenue. Totally agree with this. I think we're in the experimental phase. I think Warpcast Rewards is great, but it always comes with that price of, what you incentivize, right? It can become an issue. So I think, you got to keep all of that in mind. And if it's the only reason you're here and it's the only reason you stay, then eventually you'll probably will churn. But if you find other reasons to stay, and we have seen this happen before, then, hopefully that will be the thing that makes you stick. Thoughts?
I think it's a good call out, just like something to be aware. It's definitely just coming from Merkel's budget because they want to incentivize people to stay. To Naomi's point, excess sustainability, like this is coming from X has revenue. Great. At some point, Dan has talked about that eventually they'll have to figure out a revenue model. The other thing though is we're talking about kind of, these are Warpcast rewards, which means they're coming from Merkel, but look at all the other kind of entities that want to contribute as well. Like there's other ways to monetize and get rewarded. It's not necessarily the only one. So I think he brings up a good point, but I think it's good to be aware of, but I'm super optimistic and bullish on kind of all the other ways of programmable social.
Exactly. I think amps. We haven't even talked about amps much. And I think I forgot to pull that cast. I think there's a lot of potential things and we just don't know where everything's going. But I think that you also have you do have the protocol rewards. So you do have the protocol fees. So there's that can be tapped into. There's a lot of different things. So I think there's possibilities here that go beyond just what Merkel's doing, and we'll see that develop over time. So
there's been talk, like no one talks about what to do with protocol treasury. It's just kind of like it's just sitting there. And
we probably should be getting some yield, like move it over to hopefully it's in some kind of yield bearing something.
Hopefully
Hopefully. Anyway, so always fun to kind of catch up on what's happening with the rewards. Oh, and this is another example of something else, like another giveaway. From Shane Mack, the Nigerian prince is back and he has a new trick up his sleeve. We're giving away 1,000 today. The 1,000, I'm assuming USDC. The prince is tired of people losing money in crypto. It's time to give. We need more positive sum games. You know the old story. The prince emails you, says you inherited millions, but first you got to send him money. This time the prince is real, and instead of taking money, he's giving it away. But there's a catch. And then if you want to read on, you'll have to go find out. So go read on and see what's happening there with Shane Mack. This from Dan, our priorities this week: on-chain UX, wallet and frames, growth, invites and rewards, and spam algorithm. 3, Snap Chain. 4, app performance bug fixes. 5, creator outreach. That's the part I'm currently enjoying. A lot of people being introduced, either coming back or on for the first time, who are a different type of Warpcaster. So I've seen a few independent journalists, for example, coming on, or others who I just saw Zeneca cast, "Hey, I'm back again." So like there's a lot of folks who are circling back. They're seeing the activity on Twitter. They're like, what's going on? Let me go check this out. Or they're being personally called by Ted and Dan and saying, hey, here's what's happening. You really should come back, or you should really check us out if they're brand new. So fun to see. I'm excited. So I feel like, yeah, it's so exciting. I feel like there's a lot happening there. I love this from Lynx. This felt very accurate in terms of people reading conversations in Warpcast this week. And then a shout out, Keckers, what have you done? This is in regards to the quote casting of it all. And he was quote casting me because I was quote casting him. And he was quote casting this from SDV. If your quote cast could have been a reply, I'm just going to scroll past it. And then, of course, Lynx quote casted that. And it went on from there. And Dan had some thoughts on this. A few thoughts on replies versus quotecast. 1, we originally didn't have quotecast for a while. People complained about not having quotecast. I remember. Are you this old, Anon? I remember when we didn't have quotecasts. And I remember when they started and there was a lot of pushback because there are people who had gotten used to the no retweeting kind of thing, because there was this feeling that it could lead to dunking. It could lead to more aggressive behavior and things like that. 2, we've run 50-50 split tests on the home feed for nearly a year, and the current For You algorithm, which does bump up some replies, performs better on engagement and retention than previous versions, especially the following feed with reply bumping. 3, we've since added the following feed for power users to be able to toggle as their default. Very few people actually do this. Stated versus reveal preference. I actually did a survey on this and it was split at 3-3. It was like even, and it was a very small sample. I did a ponder poll and it was exactly even for home, following, and trending. That's 2 favorite feeds, which I thought was funny. Naive reply bumping, which we had for a few years, was a relic of when the network literally didn't have new posts for minutes at a time. Like there was nothing happening. And I was the one usually filling in the gaps with an open-ended question. True story. And then 5, naive, I think that's native. I think he left a word out. Native reply bumping gets abused. Remember Brian G's live streams, and is extremely confusing for new users. If you think Farcaster, in-group, or Cabal vibes are bad, reply bumping for new users makes it way worse. And then he went on. 6, bring back reply bumping and reward replies. It will reward top-level casts that ask questions, generating a lot of replies. B, replies inherently get less engagement than top-level casts. The one exception is ratio-type replies, which have their own cultural effect. And C, I'm old enough to remember that last summer, people were complaining about too many replies because of a certain FC meta. So, Adrian, thoughts? You're old enough. You're old enough to remember. And if I recall, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you were anti quote casting.
Okay, so going back to memory lane when we were first joining Farcaster a few years ago, and he's right. It was quiet. There wasn't enough content. So, but there was no quote-casting. Anyone who came over from Twitter expected a one-to-one feature parody.
Right.
So it's like quote-casting is big on Twitter. Why can't I do in Farcaster? You could only recast or reply. You could like cut and paste or copy and paste a URL of someone's cast and put it in, and that's
Right.
the same as
And that's the way it
like
was
you
done.
could prefer.
Yeah.
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 So you could do it, and the argument was, listen, if you add quote casting, it was never about like it will deter take away from conversations. It was like, or no, sorry, it was never about, I don't know, it wasn't about content.
It was
quantity.
fracturing
It was like
the conversation.
fracturing
the conversation.
the conversation and promoting like dunking.
Right. Right.
And we had this like completely wholesome place where it was like all about
It was
replies
Christian
and
rap era.
conversation. Right. It was the Christian rap era. And when you quote cast, like you're centering the conversation on yourself and not replying.
Right.
So I was guilty of like wanting quote casts because you're used to it. And then I completely was like, wow, but Farcaster is so rich in healthy conversation that I was like, maybe we don't need it. Like maybe the ability to take a conversation and kind of do the dunks is net negative. Let's not do it. By the way, you could still do it just with a little extra work. So I completely came around and I was like, never add it. And by the way, it was every time Dan would say, what should we add? It was like number one on the list.
Yeah.
But I was like, what if Farcaster became the network that just did not? Anyway, obviously we got quotecasts.
Yeah, we got quotecasts.
I think like we still have like those, like the values that were curated early on, still remain like will it forever? Probably not. But I don't know, TBD. So I'm anti.
TBD.
And by the way, I quotecast all the time. Of course I do. Like, and I also notice I quotecast less. I mean, probably more than I probably reply less than quote because of having quotecast.
Interesting. I think my replies until the recent meta, and it's been mostly for me as like a fun thing, not really on purpose, and I'm sure it'll fade. I think I'm doing about the same as I would normally. Like I don't, I quotecast when it makes sense, unless I'm, just being funny, unless I'm just messing with links. But I'm not like purposely, I'm not really thinking about, oh my God, this is going to bump me way up in the rewards, especially when I'm trying to drop down anyway. So we are not the same. Like most of the time I'm trying to go the other way. But I think, there are some folks doing that. There are some folks definitely using it to dunk, using it to boost their score. Keckers was doing that, but also to make a point. Like, you know what I mean? It was yes, but also trying to show the point. And she did it very well. So, I think they're always going to be making adjustments to rewards. We'll see how this continues on. We don't, this is still an experiment, and and I do think it's interesting. I mentioned Zeneca is back over, Zen climbing the charts of rewards from one post, and I do think that's interesting. I do like his content. I think he's a good voice, interesting voice sometimes on different crypto topics. So I'm glad he's coming back over. So more shall be revealed. We shall see. Okay, moving on. This from V, cash out warps to USDC. Starting tomorrow, which is today, starting today, you'll be able to cash out warps that you've purchased into USDC in your warplet. This is a one-time promotion to make it easier to fund your Warpcast wallet. You won't be able to cash out warps that you've received as a gift from others. Does that mean you can cash out? I forgot to ask this. Can you cash out warps that you received from like running a channel or things like that, or no? I'm guessing that.
I don't know if anyone asked. I'm assuming no.
Because that's from others. So I think
people have
no.
Right? But I think at the end of the day, all warps were, I don't know. I assumed not. I think it was like if you
bought them, you can cash them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
how I
think
take
we
it.
should be able to cash out warps that you got gifted as a way of being a channel
Yeah.
creator. Speaking on behalf of Nonlinear and myself.
just for you two. This is a warp whale problem. Oh, do you remember how many warps Goose had at one point? Because he kept complaining about people sending him warps, so people just kept sending him more warps.
Yeah.
Like he had like
I-
a million, like something insane. So I think I can understand why you want to make sure that line's there, because it'd be like a million. Are warps being deprecated? This is continuing on from B. You still need warps to gift invites and purchase channels for now. In the long run, we hope to move all of these over to on-chain payments, but for now, we'll keep using warps for them, because that was my big question. Why can't I cash out all my warps? You can only cash out warps that you've purchased. If someone else sent you warps, you can't cash that out at this time, because we have to do additional paperwork. Might need 1099 in USA. We'll support this in the future. So I think essentially they're conferring with attorneys before they jump into that part of it. Why is it one time only? It was the fastest thing to ship and helps 99% of users. May consider this an ongoing feature in the future if there is demand. So the reason I had asked about, are we getting rid of it for channels, is I buy warps to make channels. I know I have some channels I'm going to make. I'm not going to cash it out if I'm going to need them. If it was like, no, we're switching to USDC, I would have done it. So that's why I was asking that question. So
Okay. In the future, Prof, don't buy any more warps. Just ask me to make you a channel.
this is
I'm
true.
doing channel creation as a service. I have an infinite number of warps.
There you go. Channel creation as a service. Does this mean there will be rewards for hubs? Not at this time, Naomi. Probably not ever.
I'm no longer answering this question because
It's so funny.
V said the rewards will be equal to or greater than the current reward. So
And equal to,
you know
I know.
what?
He could have just left it as equal to, we would have been fine, because the answer
Yep.
would have been 0. It was the equal to or greater than that started the snap chain node rewards thing, which I don't think is going to happen, but we'll see. All right, moving on. We have FarCon news. This from Emma, GM. The wait list is moving. As a reminder, every allow listed attendee gets 2 weeks to claim their ticket and a reminder email when they are nearing the end of their claim period. We have a long wait list and turn the tickets around immediately once they become available. Consider this a sign to double check if you have your ticket before we give it away. There are no exceptions. I love you. I just thought that was funny. So if you have applied for FarCon, go check your email and see if you have a thing that says, here's your ticket, and go claim your ticket. That's the bottom line. This also from Emma. We will have more info on the schedule tomorrow, meaning today, so everyone can start planning side events. We plan on hosting a community submitted feed of all side events on farcon.nyc to help with discoverability as well. So and this was in response to Garrett asking about a list of FarCon side events. So more to come. And then this from Cura, which I thought was great, serendipity. Bullish on side events, pumped for the conference, but just as excited for everything happening around it. No way we're squeezing everyone into one venue and having all the conversations we want. It's NYC, so a huge space would be insanely expensive, especially since this is organized by community members. And even then, it'd be impossible to connect with everyone. Side events make everything way more fun and flexible. So there you go. If you're unable to attend for whatever reason, we said this the other day, create a little FarCon summit where you are, and also, or a side event. And this from Alina Ferry, GM Fam, excited to share some news with you. We're raising 1 ETH from the Farcaster community to reimburse creators and artists for FarCon New York summit tickets they acquired. We already have some users who offered to match the funds we raise. We are extremely grateful for their generous donations. How to donate? Eat ETH on base below. Send USDC on base to Scholarship Fund Safe, address listed in the first comment. The fundraiser will take place from February 18th through March 19th. We will start accepting scholarship applications only after the fundraising period ends, and we know the exact number of scholarships we can offer. Also note that this initiative is independent from the official FarCon NYC org efforts. Please read the fine print and all additional information in the comment below. So very cool. And again, permissionlessly. This is not the FarCon team didn't do it. The Farcaster team didn't do it. This is not coming from Merkel. This is a community member saying, hey, I think this would be cool. Let's just do it. So very cool. Love this, Alina. I donated yesterday. So yeah, good luck with this. And this from Ted for other types of meetups. This Friday is Farcaster Fridays, and there are meetups all over the place. So this from Ted, March 7th, Farcaster Fridays. We have LA, ATX, Oakland, Zurich, but on Thursday, Toronto, Chicago, and URL with Nounish Prof. Anybody up for hosting in NYC, SF, Boston, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else? I think I saw Boston pop up as well. Also would love feedback on how we can make these better or a good way to bring in new friends too. So if you are looking to host something where you are, please comment on this cast from Ted, or if you're in the Farcaster Fridays group chat, let her know what you're doing, what you're planning. And for us, we're doing the URL version. So I'll be hosting poker again. And we have Lil Poker, sponsored by Lil Nouns. And thank you, Lil Nouns, for sponsoring the show as well. And we'll have some folks from Lil Nouns playing, as well as Burr Friends playing. And I believe Burberry is supposed to be playing, as well as maybe JC Sparks, but she might not be able to play. So anyway, I'll be reaching out. If you are interested in playing poker, hit me up, or even just right now in our chat, throw your name in there and I will reach out to you. Okay, this from Linda. I thought this was great. Some resources for frames devs that might be helpful. Adrian, if you didn't see this, you might want to bookmark because I know you're planning to make a frame. Here you go. So Frames V2 page, which is framesv2.com. How to convert your web app to a frame video by Horsefax. Make Uniswap a frame. Add share button to your frame example. Frames.js debugger. So lots of really good resources right here from Linda. This will be in our show notes, or you can go check out @Linda on Warpcast for this cast. But super useful for those who are deving. And this, somebody, Davin, I saw your note. I was already on it. Just please. You think I didn't see this? Are you kidding me right now? This from Illustradora. GM Farcaster GM, have a purple day. This is adorable. And this is a example of her mint coming up right now. Meet Warpsters. These guys with slightly different heads were inspired by our beloved Warpcast at Farcaster, as well as some of their channels with specific themes. Be ready. The mint starts tomorrow, which is today, on Haymint. So this is super cute. We've got like the gaming channel, the hire channel, books, food, fitness, art, all kinds of fun things. The beer. Do we have a beer channel? I was unaware of that. You got some cats down here. It's very cute. I love it. I love Illustradora's art. So I'm very excited for this mint. And this should be minting soon. I'm not sure if it started yet, but it is opening today. Me checking for breaking news really quick. I was about to go to something else, but I think
we are 29 minutes in.
29 minutes in. Come on.
Farcaster news. Has there been
breaking
news yet?
No breaking news yet. Not yet. Okay, moving on. I'm going to move on and maybe circle back to what I was going to do next. I'll come back to it. This from OK. Shipping a V2 frame balloon pop. How to play. Inflate the balloon to earn more points, but be careful. It might pop at any moment. Cash out to lock in your score. Everyone gets 3 balloons per day. Earn a top 20 spot by 310 to get airdropped balloons into your warplet. So this is really cute. I had fun playing this. And then he added that you could buy 1 additional balloon each day for 25 cents. And I'm like, just let me buy 4 for $1. Like, just, I would have given it to you. I keep saying this to game developers. Let me buy this thing. And they're just not listening. They don't want money. I don't know why. So it's really cute. Just a fun little game. You continue to inflate the balloon. And if you don't blow up your balloon, you can cash out the points. So do we keep going is the question. Yes, if you're playing Cast Out in the next round, there's a really good chance you're going to see this. So the highest I've gotten to is like 2,600 or about this. So I'm going to cash out at that point because I have not had much luck beyond that. So I'm going to hold there. But it's really cute. You can play 3 times. And then, if you end up in the top 20, you might get a little something, something. So very cool. Fun little game. And this is a very cool frame. This is called Banger Management. This is from our friend Polluter of Minds. Where is my pinata hat? Hold on. It's here. It's handy. It's still handy. It's still handy. I got to put my pinata hat on for this one. Okay. Putting it on. Love this. So from Polluter of Minds, I finally built a V2 frame. It uses AI personas generated from the profiles and 5 casts from the top 100 people on Warpcast Rewards each week. When you submit your proposed cast, it will run the cast by each AI persona to get a rating. And it's really kind of fun. So you type in whatever your cast is, and then it gives you these little funny little ratings from these AI personas. And it's really funny because I put one in yesterday and my persona thought it was a 7, as did yours. So it really wasn't worth casting. So I think it might be down right now. I wonder if it just works on mobile. No, it should be working. But anyway, it's really cute. Go check it out. He was going to be doing some updates, I think, each week on it, but it's really fun. So go check it out and test your bangers. This from Anshul. Okay, I'm taking this back off. Just for the moment.
I'll keep mine on.
I might put my yapper hat back on. My yapper hat on. This from Anshul. Cura client is live. We're looking for 100 early adopters to give us feedback, reply to Gloria's cast with feedback, and be eligible for a special NFT. So if you're interested in testing this out, Cura has a number of different features that they're adding in here. It includes like channel management, as well as you can create leaderboards, you can do some rewards with a token, all kinds of things. So go check this out. They're also doing a curated feed and a trending feed and a following feed of channels. So that's going to be kind of cool to see. And thank you for highlighting us. We appreciate it. See that GM Farcaster channel in there. This from Chris Corella. Scout game just leveled up. Now live as a Farcaster frame. Scout Game is a weekly global developer competition. Developers earn points by contributing to open source. Players earn points, soon tokens, by picking top developers. Ecosystems provide additional rewards to those supporting their ecosystem. Farcasters win by having the best interface and a built-in Warpcast wallet. Win, 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 win. So go check that out. Very cool. Love what you've been building there, Chris. And this was cool to see yesterday. This is from Commissioner Hester Peirce, announced a crypto task force staff. I did ask if anyone was on Farcaster. Only a couple people were there, and they're not really active. So we need to like get these folks active over here. So we're getting some updates. So if you know anyone on this list, go check out the list. If you know anyone on here, go reach out to them and tell them to come on over, because we need to hear from them. It'd be very cool. There's also a crypto advisory board, I think is what they're calling it. I'm not exactly sure. That's meeting on Friday. So that's going to be a big deal. You've got Brian Armstrong's going to be there, Michael Saylor, a bunch of other folks who are going to be meeting with the crypto/AI czar, which is David Sachs. And one of the big things, and also the Secretary of Commerce tweeted earlier today about the Bitcoin reserve, that is going to be discussed and details kind of worked out on Friday. But he also kind of confirmed what we were talking about Monday, is that the other coins that were mentioned, the other tokens that were mentioned, there's no plan for a reserve. And there was a ton of pushback from the crypto industry, like not just from like normies, but from the crypto industry itself, including like the Winklevoss twins and Brian Armstrong. I mean, like, you know, top of the food chain kind of going, that doesn't really make sense for us to have a reserve of ADA. So yeah, there you go. But more to come. So I'm sure we'll be talking about that on Monday. This from Debbie Soon and a few other people have shared this as well. Alexis Ohanian, exciting news for the digital world. I'm officially now one of the people trying to buy TikTok US and bring it on chain. TikTok has been, first of all, he needs to no hyphen and on chain, Alex. TikTok has been a game changer for creators, and the future should be built by them. So this is exciting if this happens. And I think it's pretty close to official. I think this is the right person to build that out in terms of the social aspects of it. If you're not familiar, Alexis Ohanian is the Reddit co-founder, very focused on community, has been very much front and center in crypto since forever. And so he kind of gets it, and I'm really curious to see how this goes. So any thoughts on this when you saw this?
I mean, I have so many questions about how but it's great.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. And then he did say
And-
today, what I did see was on chain, not yet. Like, I think that is something they would build later.
Well,
It's not going to
yeah.
be right from the start. Yeah. Which, of course.
Right. And what does that mean on chain? Right. But he
Yeah.
talks about that, you know, content creators should own their content, own their audience. And yes. And yes. I think what's cool is everybody's heard of TikTok.
Yeah.
And when I say everybody, right, it's everyone minus a small slice of the world. So, and everyone hates crypto. Like everyone just thinks crypto is a scam. And so just the more and more you have kind of mainstream topics talking about the values of on-chain and the benefits that on-chain brings, not in a scammy way, I think that's good for.
Yeah. It's almost like it's a social economy, if you will. There we go.
Like there's something to, there's almost like on-chain brings benefits.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out, but it makes sense, right? It just makes sense to integrate crypto into something like that especially when you're trying to support creators. I did want to mention this similar like thoughts here. This has been a really interesting experiment by Jake. He was comparing a token launched on Zora and Clanker and had some updates on this. And sort of the thinking here too, like when you think about this, there's a social aspect to it. So when I looked at this, I was like, oh, that's interesting. 232 holders, but yet higher volume, higher market cap. So there was a couple things that were pointed out is that the market cap started higher to begin with. So that's an important point. But also I do still think that volume is interesting from such a smaller number of holders. And it really, I think, ties back to the social graph of like, we know Jake, more people are going to probably be willing to put more in to support the experiment. And we also just tend to be more early adopters than folks who might be just airdrop farming or whatever, or just, you know, kind of collecting randomly. So it seems to make sense that you're going to tie tokens into a social graph, obviously. So, all right. So I'm going to move on to my last thing. I got one last thing, but I don't know. I'm still, I'm having conversations in the background waiting. So Crypto the Game is starting tomorrow. They'll be launching the frame, I think on OpenSea, if I'm understanding this correctly, is where you'll be able to buy the token to play Crypto the Game. If you're unfamiliar with what this is a Survivor kind of type of inspired game that involves crypto. Yes, similar to Cast Out, but different. Cast Out's only played on Farcaster. And then it's a much bigger thing. There's an entry fee with your NFT that all goes into a prize pool. This is also sponsored by Uniswap. Actually, Uniswap bought it, so it's like now theirs. But it's still Dylan Abriscado's brainchild, and he's a big fan of competition games, similar to myself. And very excited. This is launching tomorrow. I'm going to be playing. I'm very excited to be playing. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, we have the countdown going. It's tomorrow that you'll be able to buy a token if you're on the allow list first. And then I'm not sure how it works after that. We've got some really cool art. That's my background right now. There's also you're going to be moving along this map in the island to make it to each next thing. There's some kind of, redemption island situation going on, or resurrection island. If you know Survivor, you know what that means. If you don't, you don't. But it means basically if you end up out of the game, there's a way to get yourself back in. And that's going to be part of it. And Boys Club last time did an awesome recap each night after the votes and had people on talking about it. And it was really fun. It was a great way to sort of play along if you weren't playing and stay involved in the game and everything that was happening. And it was really fun. And also our friend Ted was one of the finalists. It came down to her and one other person, and the other person won. So she was the runner up, but she played hard. And but many will play, only one will win. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. And here's the thing that I was hoping we were going to have some breaking news, but we don't have it yet. So we're waiting.
So do we want to fan some rumors?
I mean, what do you think it is? What do you think the announcement is, Adrian?
I don't know. So excited about
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The game season 3 partnership that we're announcing tomorrow.
Hold on.
And
it's here. It's here. I have been refreshing 1 minute ago. We now have breaking news. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got to get the banner.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. I got the banner.
Oh my God, you guys, this is the first time we have breaking news.
CTG times Farcaster. We're partnering with Farcaster on a custom challenge for season 3 of Crypto the Game. Entries for Resurrection Island go live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern in a Crypto the Game frame. So there is going to be a custom challenge. Don't know what, don't know how, but that's going to be happening on Farcaster as part of Crypto the Game. So we're going to be involved with this. So if you are on the allow list, definitely pick up a token. And if you can grab one as well and you want to play, try to get in this game. Love to see lots of people on Farcaster playing, and let's have a big old purple presence in this game. So yeah. And I got to tell Ted we got it. It came, it happened. So I was hoping this was going to happen before we went offline. But I'm really excited about this. I'm super excited about playing this. I think it's going to be really fun. And yeah. Adrian, are you going to try and play? Do you want to play too?
Am I allowed to not play?
Yes, of course you are.
Okay, then I'm not playing. I'm not going to play, but I will totally spectate and talk about it. So,
awesome.
So how long does the game last?
So I can only go on what it was last time. It was like a 10-day crazy focus challenge. Each day had a different challenge. Each day you were voting people out. The way they did it last time is there were like 8 to 10 tribes. It might have been 10 tribes, but they were huge. There was like 100 people in each tribe. So there was one tribe that the day one voted off like half the people. So it's a much harder game to get to the end of. So that's why congrats, Ted. Amazing job that you made it right up to the end, because it's not going to be easy.
Also, be careful what you wish for. She has all kinds of battle scars from making it that far.
She does. Very true. But I'm excited that Farcaster is going to be a part of this because I think, that says a lot about where we are. I'm curious if it's going to be, it says custom challenge. So I'm assuming that it's being built like specifically for this.
Like now.
By the Merkle team. So I'm assuming that's what's going on. Very exciting. Can't wait to see. And I will be grabbing my entry tomorrow. So yeah.
This is so cool.
Anybody in the chat also playing or want to play? You should definitely. Can we pay in warps? Can we pay in warps? I don't think so. I don't think so. But if you have warps, you can trade them for USDC, and you can probably pay with that. I'm not sure if they do it in ETH or USDC. We'll find out when the mint happens tomorrow. So yeah, but
and the allow list is
JC,
just the first. People on the allow list can join, but then it opens up, I assume, for.
I assume so, and I'm sure there will also be people who maybe are on the allow list who might sell their token on secondary. Like I'm sure there's going to be ways to get in. Like I will not be. That'll be mine. You cannot have mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will not be sleeping for 2 weeks. It's fine. This is actually hitting at a pretty good time, besides the fact that I start teaching next week. But even that, like, it'll be fun to talk about in class. So it'll be fine. Like, at least we're not at ETH Denver. We're not at FarCon. Like, it's nice in between two things. Like, I feel like this is a good time for me. Adrian plays at me. She'll be sleeping in the guest bedroom again. Do you want to explain that?
Actually, precisely why I'm not playing. Okay, my time and attention is very precious, and I protect it at all costs. Yeah. So we have a little game called Cast Out, which is a Farcaster Survivor game that I have played. And when I played, it triggered some weird competitive gene that I have. And I had to yank a flag or yoink a flag or shoot a basketball or something, or do like
all those things. Yes.
Pass the potato, pass a hot potato throughout the night. And I had to sleep in the guest room so as not to disturb my lovely husband with me clicking buttons all night long. So no, I am not playing, and I will not be. I was sleeping in my bed.
Yeah.
Soundly
so funny.
For 8 hours a night. Soundly.
Yeah. So I'm excited to be on the other side of this because I've been the game master for Cast Out, but I haven't, so I can't play. So I'm excited to play this one. And then I have invited Dylan to play Cast Out, the next Cast Out. And he said, yep, let's do it. So I think we may have a Crypto the Game celeb playing for our game. So it'll be fun. I'm excited. I did see one thing in the chat that I wanted to just highlight really quick, but I can't get back to it. Where the heck is it? I think it was Frank. Here we go. Are we talking about Zora or did I miss it? I wasn't going to talk about it because there's not much to talk about. Zora did announce that they're going to be dropping a token, but they said spring. So it was kind of like an announcement of an announcement. They did do a snapshot. They're doing another snapshot. I think it might be today or tomorrow. But that's all there is to announce at the moment. But when it actually happens, we'll and it gets closer, we'll definitely discuss it more. So that's all there is on that. And I'm excited. So here we go. I'm very excited. And it looks like it dropped on it looks like it dropped on Twitter as well, and Farcaster.eth has shouted it out as well. So very exciting. So yeah, I'm excited.
Have you seen any kind of negativity or backlash against all the Farcaster marketing on Twitter? I mean, and I haven't, but I feel like at some points in the past, when people have talked about Farcaster, there's been some sensitivity. Like people get very tribal about their socials.
I haven't. I think there's enough desire for maybe a little different experience right now so that there's less pushback. I'm saying it in the nicest way possible. I am just saying it in the nicest way possible.
Wait,
By the way,
obviously we love the marketing, like
yeah, we love the marketing.
but it was always
Love
like
it.
it was somehow it was like when people on Farcaster would talk about Farcaster on Twitter, the people who aren't get like I don't know, people get like upset about their decisions as if like where you spend your time becomes part of your identity.
I know. Why
Doesn't
not
have to be.
both is always my answer. I go to both for
Mhm.
depending on what I'm looking for. You know, I spend most of my time on Warpcast and in Farcaster land. But I still travel on over to Twitter, check things out, see what's going on, make sure I'm not missing anything that's important because not everybody's made their way over. And I think for
That's
some people, for some things, especially as we get things like these, crypto, the crypto czar and all those things, most of that's going to be discussed on Twitter. It's not going to necessarily be on Farcaster yet. So, or we need to bring it over, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
of course, I'm going to be checking to see what's going on there because we don't want to miss anything that's actually really important to what
Yeah.
we're talking about here.
But that's right.
So, yeah.
And I guess like the narrative used to be like Farcaster isn't really crypto Twitter. Like even though we were built on crypto rails, it was like crypto Twitter's where everything's happening, and Farcaster is this tiny little niche where nothing actually happens. And
Right.
So I think if this could have been announced in the past, it was like, why Farcaster? And it seems like
Yeah.
it's of course Farcaster.
Of
And I
course.
think this is
Why
because of
wouldn't
all
you?
the
Yeah.
right. I think it's like
Yeah.
the warplet, it's the frame, the V2 frames, and it's like
Right.
the mini apps, and everyone with a easy connected wallet just opens up. It's like, of course.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, I have no idea what any of these challenges are going to be. I don't know what the Farcaster challenge is going to be, but you can kind of see like where it makes sense that you're going to have people diving in to what we're doing. Like, I can see there being a challenge on abstract. I can see Uniswap obviously having some kind of challenge. I don't know what.
Yeah.
POAP had a challenge last time. It was like a POAP game that you were playing, and it was POAPs and all that stuff. So there's all like, you can see like the big applications and things that are sort of big in our industry are probably going to make their way into the game. It only makes sense for that to happen. And KBC, welcome. Yes, you missed a lot of things. But I will show you the last thing is
Wow.
that Crypto the Game is coming tomorrow. The entries for it, and they just announced a few minutes ago that season 3 will include a Farcaster custom challenge. What that means also, last time, we didn't talk about this part. Last time, Crypto the Game was paired directly with Lens, and they had challenges on Lens, and that brought a lot of new people over. So that's the other part of this. You've got some pretty big crypto folks who are going to play this game who are going to have to come over to Farcaster to do this challenge. So that's the big, cool thing about this. Is that, you're going to bring in a whole new focus of folks who are going to be playing, and we'll be talking about Farcaster and talking about this challenge and whatever this may be. So
is this marketing?
Is this marketing?
Is this growth marketing?
This might be marketing. For those not getting it, imagine there's a butterfly over here. This is what I need right now. I do need one little add-in. StreamYard, if you're listening, just some way for me to like throw like weird GIFs and things on would be great. That's hilarious. So yeah, CTG has sway. So that's going to be, I think that's going to be fun. Chompix, I have no idea. So tomorrow it will launch and I can let you know then. Last year, I think it was fairly significant. It was like 1.1 ETH, I think, maybe. It was not nothing, I will say that, but that's what they used for the prize pool. So the prize pool was like $250,000 was the prize, by the way.
Can GM Farcaster sponsor a player?
You kind of are.
You
kind of are. Yeah. I mean, the reason I had this pause was I'm not 100% sure we can get, it depends on if we can get our hands on another entry. But how about this? If you want to play and you get your hands on a token and you are in our little GM Farcaster world, meaning you hold our hypersub or something something. We just know you.
Inner circle.
If you're in the cabal, let's just put it that way. I'd be totally open to that. I think that's a great idea. So let's see what happens tomorrow. And see if we can get or if maybe you can get your hands on a token and we can give it to somebody to sponsor, would be cool.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be one per wallet kind of situation. So,
okay, I'll try to pick one up.
Yeah. See if we can, I just don't know. We'll have more details tomorrow in terms of what the mint looks like, but I think that's a great idea. And I would love to, like, let's find somebody who we know would be really good at the game and sponsor them. I think that would be really fun. I'll trade you Warps for a token. JC, like you, Sparks, you would be exactly the kind of person I would like to see playing this game, because I think you'd play very well. And we know, like, I think if you played Cast Out before and you did well, like, that's somebody I'd want to sponsor. Like, that would be cool. So let's see what happens tomorrow. And I think that's a great idea. So yeah, let's see how many people we can get from Farcaster into Crypto the Game. I think it'll be fun. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun. All right. That's it. Did I miss anything? Anything else before we wrap?
No, I think we covered all the news of the past 48 hours. And
a lot.
For me, it's just like, I guess the meta on my feed has just been like, welcome this person, welcome this person, welcome this person. Like, so many new people.
Which is great. Love that.
That's really exciting. So I'm really digging that energy. So that is super cool. I think we covered it all. By the way, I don't know how people feel about this later time.
How are you guys feeling? Let us know.
Let us know, because we've
had more people. I will say that they've been rolling in for this one. The other day we had a lot more people than we normally do. And I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. So we're kind of, the Merkle team, who's located on the West Coast, has said, please, can you go later? So we'll likely have at least one show a week that we have later. But I still, want to, we still got some Europeans who like our earlier time and things like that. So I don't know. We'll figure this out.
I know,
but let us know. Let us know your feedback.
I I prefer the earlier time. Like, that's my time zone. I think what we do, if it's 3 days a week, it's 2 days. 2 days. We just do 1 day a week at a later time.
Yeah, that's probably where we're going to land. Friday we have Rish coming on from Nanar, correct? What time is that? Is that regular time?
Regular time.
8:30.
East Coast time.
Okay.
Yeah.
8:30 a.m.
I got to confirm with him, but it's on his calendar, so hopefully he's still good. He requested a later time, and I denied him.
Yeah.
I was like, you can wake up early.
I denied him. Dev Connect in Argentina was announced. So if you're interested in going to Dev Connect, that just got announced, I think, yesterday. And it will be in Argentina. So go check that out. Apparently,
if you're interested in if you're interested in sending GM Farcaster to Argentina, let us know. We'll go.
Or at least one of us.
I'll go.
We'll send Adrian. I don't really want to go. But I think you're a better fit for that anyway. It's totally. Dev Connect. It's not Yapper Connect. It's Dev Connect. So we need somebody who's a dev who yaps. I know. I love that hat. It's so good. I have it over here too. All right, everyone. We're going to call it here. We'll be back on Friday. We'll be back at our 8:30 a.m. time. We'll see you then. We'll have more information about Crypto the Game by that point. So hopefully I'll have my entry, and maybe we'll have one to give away. We'll see what happens. And until then, everybody, that's it for us, and bye-bye.